You know how I've been calling Waylay bad ever since she's like come out? Well, I was wrong.
Because RRQ make her look insane. These specific title contenders made me eat my own words and made Waylay look like a god against Talent Esports in the lower finals of VCT Pacific. Waylay carried every round. But what changed? How come all of a sudden I went from calling Waylay dog water to thinking she's Valorant's next big duelist? Well, RRQ figured out the formula, and she's blitzing tier 1 Valorant at the speed of light. Valorant Mobile is out in China. They're getting exclusive skins, and soon it's going to be released to the rest of the world. Trust me. So if you want a smurf starting on day 1, Red Magic's 11 Pro gaming phone gives you the sharpest competitive advantage possible. Red Magic is today's sponsor, and they're the #1 rated choice for mobile gaming. They've sent me their Red Magic 11 Pro, and it runs games smoother than my NASA PC. This phone also plays at 144 Hz, which is better than most monitors. It also has its own built-in liquid metal cooling systems, so you cannot overheat. The Red Magic Aquacore cooling system redefines thermal management and sets a new standard with their waterproof fan for sustained performance. And with every generation of phone, Red Magic's devices keep improving and improving. You can also personalize these devices to no end, change your crosshair, vibration, or even sound equalizers. So since Valorant Mobile isn't out yet, I've been running similar FPSs in preparation. Oh, and by the way, if you want a fast pass to a Radiant Gun Buddy, you're going to need this phone. You'll be miles ahead of your competition. Whether you're a filthy casual who just wants top-of-the-line graphics, or a hardcore gamer that's looking for the highest competitive edge imaginable, why waste time with any other device? So to learn about Red Magic and their top-of-the-line gaming phones, be sure to click my link down in the description. So is Waylay a good agent or a bad agent? Well, it kind of depends. See, Waylay is a duelist that you need to build your team comp around. Similar to Teo. On his own, he's kind of ass. Enemies can just sidestep his missiles, but throw him in a breach deadlock comp, and all of a sudden, he's the best initiator in the game. The same goes for Waylay. She can't create her own cover to entry like a Neon, Jet, or even ISO can, but play her on Sunset where natural cover exists, and create a playbook that covers up her weaknesses like RRQ did, and you'll get guaranteed wins because your opponents have never played against her before. There are no bad agents in Valorant, just some that require a little bit more thought to make work. And RRQ have been doing a lot of thinking. On pistol, RRQ are already addressing Waylay's biggest weakness by slamming BS5, while Talon have, count 'em with me, 1, 2, 3 sheriffs. In mid, they're formed in a triple high-low that should tear anyone's head off. The game begins and Primmy immediately swings out to break this neat spy camp that I've never seen, but immediately ducks into cover. Not spotting anyone cross has given the offense the green light to contact forward.
Utility is here, the destruction of the camera, but he's looking early.
Sage, why? You have all of your abilities. Omen sees nothing on A, this Death Tower hasn't spotted anyone, so why just dry swing into B main with a full kit? Or whatever. Now after RRQ lands the first blood, we see Jemkins fly up, bend over the toxic screen, and onto default. With this pathing, he can clear close and be completely protected by anyone playing deeper into sight. Even if he does die to close, his teammates are nearby to trade. Similar to how Jet dashes into her cloudburst, Waylay zips into natural cover. Similar to Yoru's Gatecrash, but at the speed of light. Really, Teets? You showed us pissed around to tell us she can fly into cubbies? That's so lame! Jimmy, I haven't even talked about the most broken part of her kit yet. Now, after clearing sight behind Breach's kit for the right side and a hunt for backside, Jemkin and his team move up to contest the retake, who, by the way, are here. But from across the map, Chipboy sends out a smoke so his team can leak out a market, and they start to head that way, but then just back out to force 4 people through this choke? They're all gonna eat Waylay slow!
Hell of a crossfire that he can play. He still has the saturate. Tosses it out at the right time, right place, looks for the shots, and he will connect. Killua with just a sheriff and 3 targets to work through. Progression smoke, and look at what they're doing, hiding right around inside of it. Can Killua react fast enough? No!
I don't know how many times I need to explain this to tier 1 teams, but when retaking, please go through more than just a single choke. Then RRQ can't just sit here and focus all their firepower on your head. And now, setting this shit fundamentals aside, we have to recognize that Waylay saturate is insane. Keep in mind, a couple months ago, Riot buffed this thing to not only pop faster, but they increased its radius by an extra 2 meters. And as soon as Jemkin realized Talon's retake was starting, he lobbed it at the defense, catching Killua and Shy. One was floating in 0 gravity because he couldn't dodge it in time, and the other couldn't trade their omen quick enough. I told you, Waylay's making me eat my own words. Talon had nothing except for classics on their save, but tried getting aggressive in mid to try and overwhelm a lone attacker and get a gun. But Xavero's a sheriff of this town, goddammit.
Rather similar to the one that they just played on Icebox, and the performance there was lackluster. Xavero now, he's popping off on the sheriff, cages up, runs back into safety.
And that's one of the problems that I feel like for Talon. Don't tell me he's going to get this on 2 HP, by the way.
No shot.
That 4K edge sesh brings us to Talon's first full buy and new plans for both teams. In Talon's 1-1-3, their goal is to get one person posted on a main so the rest of the defense can bolster the rest of the map, while RRQ want a default mid in their 1-3-1. The round starts and Kushi lobs his haunt high in the sky while Minyet and Pharaoh smoke and cage the wings. These smokes make it feel like attackers could be pushed up while Primi pops the spooky balloon. Now, despite the recon getting blasted, the offense swing into top mid together. But Talon have lost mid, Cypher's taking B main harder, and these two don't really have A. The defense needs to get info somewhere.
Not weak for RRQ.
And around 3.
If you're jump spotting like this in tier 1, please go back to the unemployment line.
Okay, between that stupid stage peek on round 1 and whatever that was, I promise that this match is a really good one to showcase how strong Waylay really is.
Let's just imagine that Sova didn't die, but instead got shot at, and he got scared and just ran off into spawn. That would put Talon in a 2-1-2, where the offense are free to hit whichever site they want. Perfect! After taking mid on most maps, this is what defenses look like. With this control, RRQ's plan is to call Pharaoh back over and use his neural theft that he got from farming all those ecos. Okay, I guess we can't pretend Sova's alive. But once he gets there, he flings his hat, and the offense realize that they can go B or A. Neither are bad options. The attackers move up, smoke the right side, and start heading towards Viper.
Uber at the moment that they want to drink the blood of Cruz.
Oh, and the position's quickly revealed. He's way too low. Saturate from Jemkins.
When playing against Waylay, you have to understand that spots you normally think would be safe in just aren't. Because the only agent who can follow up off Breach's super long stun at a moment's notice is Waylay. Against a Neon, Raze, or Jet, this snakebite probably stops them. But Jemkin made it across Boba, got his, and threw a Saturate while ducking into cover, allowing him to bag a second. And now down 2 versus 5, Talon have to save, but it somehow gets worse for them. Because RRQ knows saving is the defense's only option, they have the time to stop, give Jemkin the spike, but not only that, he then walks into B main, grabs a free ult point, and then plants. Yeah, Talon might be able to have a decent buy next round, but now they have to play against Waylay's ult. She plants, and then immediately starts sprinting towards A to try and find the last ult orb she needs. They push through top mid, spawn, and Jemkin finally makes his way towards elbow.
Jemkin now technically could argue for an ace. The stun is perfect.
It's a flash as well, but he just fires way off. Complete.
After dropping their first full buy, Talon have to save. But just because you don't have rifles, that doesn't mean you just roll over and die. Similar to previous, Talon's goal is to fight for A main hard so that their team can have an accurate stack on the rest of the map, while Primi and Cruz play for info in mid, install on B to buy time for said stack to come. But RRQ are just pounding it into A.
Is the kill leader in this stage.
Oh, and he starts off with a quick execution. The rest of the team to follow up. The kills are good. Of course, it's an anti-eco. Talon.
Well, that was easy, but it's not like Talon weren't ready. Because as the round started, Chipboy's TP'd past Crazy Guy's fault line, and if he paused at the right time, he caught 3 people off guard. He just couldn't land the shots while Jemkin flew over his head, past Tallbox, and destroyed Killua. What happens most times is that an agent will use an ability in this lane and hit someone, but because A main is so long, the defense can usually retreat back to side in time, get out, and just recover. But wait, look closer. Not only did Waylay run her prey down, but at the start of the round, she lobbed her Saturate above this tall wall to be positive Sova couldn't leave. Now down 2 players to 5, you might think this is unlosable, right? Well, as the offense are taking a second to allow the dust to settle, Minyet's star cover drops, and Cruz gets 2. Despite being quickly traded, this round has turned expensive for RRQ, but because Primi broke this trip, the offense know his location. So RRQ push through site and plan for spawn instead. The only way Primi wins is if his opposition trolls. He starts peeking into elbow, comes back through main, picks up a vandal, and because he's taking so long, RRQ are expecting a knife out quick wrap around in mid. But he's spotted by Pharaoh spy cam. Okay, now RRQ, surely we help out Cypher in fighting him. Why are we looking at spawn?
Grand final to that trophy contention again to defend. And now at the tail end of
not knowing where the last 2 attackers are, Primi immediately lays out his wall to provide as much protection as possible, forcing RRQ to make a tough decision.
not enough. Yeah.
The wall hastily deployed.
At least he baits out the paths.
Which, yeah. We'll give him that. So you can hold on to the weapon, though.
Talon take a timeout to figure out how to catch this speedster. Coach, what should we do? This Waylay is burning our ass.
Man, I guess you could say beating Waylay isn't light work. Get it? Because Waylay's like super fit.
Yeah, coach, we get it. Coming out of the timeout, both teams kind of have the same game plan. I mean, RRQ, I get it. If it ain't broken, don't fix it. But Talon, maybe they're changing up their playstyle because they're still fighting for A main while RRQ are defaulting mid again. Round 5 begins with a cage to stop aggression, haunted smoke for top mid, while the defense have a bait set up an elbow where Raze takes first for Omen to take next, while a recon and one-way secure the area. And now after losing A main, the offense secure mid by walking up, and you see a ping signaling a play is coming.
Turn here.
Will it though?
Well, that almost worked. I think if Breach tucked himself in a door and stunned up like this, plus a cool saturate over the top or through the smoke that landed here, then Killer would have had nowhere to go. But just because Jemkins died, that doesn't mean he didn't provide value to his team. Because with that distraction, the offense can freely split B. Omen and Fade funnel into market behind a Prowler, then a teleport, but look at the defense.
Out from the top of middle. It's a market play as well. Xfero trying to lurk through main. Cushy able to...
After losing market and top mid, the defense needed map control somewhere and decided to push B main. But what was that spacing? Why not have Viper go first, then Primi would get the trade, could grab the ult orb, and then could res Cruz. Instead of being up, the count is even because Killua peeked into the market players. But now that the offense no Viper is contesting B main, RRQ pivot and push up and into Boba behind Cushy's Prowler. Now Thai and Jip Boys are scrambling to reunite with their Viper.
Makes it a trade.
But can he get in towards the site to be able to stop them at all?
But he didn't expect a lurking Breach. Because this guy can stun and flash from so far back, this might be one of the most underrated lurking agents. I mean, Paper X did it in this video here. The offense finally get a plant off for Boba, and Cushy unleashes a Nightfall to find this Viper. But she's not there, so Crazy Guy prepares to get crazy.
Messy round, but quickly brought back to normalcy thanks to RRQ. Crazy Guy on this lurk. Jitboy still needing to rotate all the way through, but it's a 1v3 now. Oh, spotted.
It's just not going to happen, you would think. Set up a crossfire between Cushy Monyet. Crazy Guy has a fault line at the ready as well from mid.
There.
On the following full buy, both teams' new plans were interesting. Talon decided to stick 4 people in mid and just fight it, I guess. Into this setup, Sage and Sova would act as bait for the offense to swing tiles and into this high-low. Because of how tall Grave is, it actually protects both players from bottom mid. From there, all 4 players would swing off each other and win the round. But RRQ decided to go B, only without their Waylay. See, all game, RRQ have done nothing but contact into places, kept it really quiet, before exploding on the defense. These constant contact plays should bait Talon into trying to get info, which gives away the position, allowing Waylay to pounce. So RRQ used that conditioning to send Waylay on her own with her refract active, smoke elbow, and allow her to make noise so her team can more easily go B.
Big round.
Omen knew it was an A, but the offense still took B, but eventually died in the retake to Killua bagging 2 with his big-ass laser. But why would RRQ have their Waylay lurk after they found so much success by having her with the team? Well, they must be asking themselves the same question because now the band is back together. RRQ's new goal is to punish Omen for the way he's been holding A main, while Talon planned on having Viper lock down B main with her pit and have her wall help Sage hold mid, or retake it later by letting the defense leak back out. Neat! But that doesn't matter, because as the barriers fall, Jemkins activates his refract and tanks this instant recon, or farming the defense. By swinging out like this, he's baiting Talon to come peek him. Because look at Crazy Guy. He's positioned in tiles ready to paralyze any member of Talon who dies to try and hurt his honey bunny. But Talon aren't biting. Cushy then sends out a Prowler to do some investigating, but that doesn't find a tag either. Is anyone A?
And the scouting report will reveal that Jitboys is into this corner. A trap play as well with Jitboys on the other side. 3 kills now. Thai not quite finding too much.
Bit of an overheat though. Jitboy's there. An opportunity.
Oh, the fault line. Thai tosses in the shells. He looks to place a stronghold. Crazy Guy looking for the frag, but ultimately...
Okay, if we're going to send out a Prowler to clear an area, why not send it into elbow that has a billion more off angles instead of just up the left side? Just have Cypher hold tall box while you guys use your Prowler to help breach aim his fault line so that Waylay can go tackle Omen. Instead, Jitboy's got the entry, fake TV'd in place, and snapped the rest of RRQ's ankles. The attackers feel that because Breach couldn't use his sideways stun punish last round, it might work this time since Talon didn't see it, and Omen has been consistently playing in this area. But Talon are geared up for one of the biggest A pushes you'll see in your lives. As the barriers drop, Thigh nades the offense back, Jitboys teleports up, and Piggy raises him higher. But he can't see anything yet, because the attackers strike back behind Waylay Saturate, forcing Raze to slowly drift away, but both teams are ready for seconds.
Able to find it. Jitboys, he does indeed, but the trades are sensational from Cushy and Jemkin.
Out goes the flash.
Despite Jitboy's kill from the top rope, RRQ come out on top thanks to the help of Breach's fault line and Waylay's refract. Between this round and last, she has proven that she is the best agent at fighting for A main control. In a previous Rankers breakdown, I mentioned how Yoru is perfect for battling the space because no matter what he gets hit by, he can just teleport out. And now Waylay can do the same thing, only that she's truly untradeable, and her slow can punish her opposition if they're not careful. So after bagging 2, RRQ's next objective is to activate Pharaoh's Neural Theft. He moves up behind Cushy's Prowler and find out that B is weak. But here's where the mind games of Cypher's ult come into play. Sure, the offense could just go B or mid, but that's probably what Talon are expecting. The offense instead chooses to sit tight and wait a minute and allow the defense to rotate. Cruz goes back to B, Jitboys leaves to pick up top mid, and Piggy decides to try and gather some intel. Against other agents, that slow would save Piggy, but against Waylay, she just goes over it. And now despite being down 2 players to 4, Talon aren't saving. RRQ are desperately low on money, so to ensure they can't build a solid economy, the defense just want kills. So Jitboys hops from top stairs and gives himself a smoke to play around.
Just Jitboys to try and hold out from Link. He wants to deny the spike plant, or at least to play around it. But he's alone. Ooh, crouch down. Oh, not too bad on the first and the second kill. Crazy guy to refrag. Here comes Cruz.
Okay, I think that by defaulting mid and playing slow again, we should be able to pull off a successful stun and dash again. Can you give me a numbers crunch, Fade?
Yeah, give me a sec. I'm coming up with 32.33, repeating, of course, percentage of survival.
That's a lot better than we usually do. Alright, you think we're ready, guys?
Alright, chums, I'm back. Let's do this. Leeroy Jemkins!
Oh my god, he just ran in.
RX fans are just watching this with their fingers crossed. Jemkin, quick assault. Ooh.
This instant dash play in theory is really good. I just think that Breach should have went with Fade in case he had to rip his Aftershock to flush Sage out. I mean, most agents in Talon's comp would have been able to react in time to stop this push, plus you don't really need Breach here. But despite losing their entry, RRQ aren't stopping.
The stun does not matter.
Well, the rest of the brutality force is still coming towards him at the moment. He needs a bailout strategy, and it's just not going to happen because Monyet doubles down.
With that, continuing to push up front as well. Nice, way too low, hops around wildly. Killua looking for some angles, but
that was fast. The reason why this hit works so well is because Omen's paranoia is huge. Back at Masters Toronto, I talked to the devs myself about a million different things, and one of them was about how they want to tackle Omen in his like 90% pick rate. Do you want to know their #1 solution? Reducing the length of this big ass flash. It caused Cruz to miss his molly and land right on top of Piggy, and once they went down, the op got crunched. And Crazy Guy lived up to his name. The next round, the offense scared Omen off the A-line again with this horizontal stun, but Talon got proactive. With so much noise being made on A, Sage and Viper pushed through B, while Jemkin ripped his convergent paths and went. And now the problem with this A split is that they never split A. Had Pharaoh flung his cage through this one way and onto stairs, he could have capitalized off this ult that covered so much space. And the cage would have told the offense if the defense pushed through. Plus, Jitboys hit some nice shots, so those always help, but eventually RRQ got pinched from behind and lost. Regardless, we're in another full buy where RRQ have another super dash play in store. Talon are spread in their typical 2-0-3, while the offense are going B, but first in to feed Crazy Guy the Soul Orb. The barriers fall, and RRQ slowly creep out behind Talon's toxic screen and use Cushy's Prowler to aim Crazy Guy's fault line right on Cruz. He retreats behind his Poison Orb, but the offense don't want to pounce through this gas without clearing the rest of B main. I mean, she could have been baiting. So they use their haunt to clear the area, they move up, and Jitboys teleports across and smokes the jump up to prepare for takeoff.
all these rounds played past, Cruz has always been in his V main spot. They know exactly where he is, trying to flush onto him. Rolling Thunder out into Boba, and it's Jemkin.
Another one of Waylay's double dashes has been snuffed out by a slow orb, but her goal wasn't to get a kill. Because look at how many eyes Jemkin has on him.
Attention away, refracts back, the spike is
timing.
in. Tie! Oh! Exparrow shots towards the back.
Thigh was focused on Jemkin's commotion, but never expected Jitboys' flank. And now it's a 4 versus 3 on site, and with their flank not secure, the offense have to fight.
Jitboys to answer through. but still gotta work.
With those kills, Primy reses, but Cushy unleashes his Nightfall. Killer with drones to help Jitboy's aim his paranoia, but when Yet ults out of there. He knows the defense are deaf, and won't hear him, but he needs to hurry. The defense are starting the retake, and his two teammates need help.
Monyet just repositions towards the back, and they have no earthly idea. Quick moves now necessary. Spotted out. Jitboys might be able to make it happen, but it's just Monyet and Crazy Guy. Thighs to get it all the way through. Monyet goes in!
I was wrong. Waylay might be the future of Valorant, but who used her better? EDG or RRQ? Watch this video and you tell me.